Jerry Seinfeld was recently in Israel, and apparently he knows what war is like now. Let's listen to this clip.
We were having lunch one day in Tel Aviv, and there was a missile attack from Gaza. 26 missiles were fired at the city, and they were all taken out by the Iron Dome tech that they have. And everybody has to run out of the streets, and you have to get into a shelter because the metal falls from the sky.
How does that kind of shape your view on what's going on?
I grew up in the 50s and 60s, and World War II was kind of in Vietnam, and I was never in the military. And you always wonder, what's a war like? You know, we've all read about it our whole lives, all wars throughout human history. What's it really like?
Yeah.
So I know what it's like now.
So first of all, the clip cuts off there. So there's a chance that this Graham Bensinger YouTube channel that Jerry Seinfeld was on just gave him an awful edit. And he immediately after said, well, you know, I kind of know what it's like in this one instance or whatever. But I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, it appears to have just flat open said he knows what it's like to be in a war because of one negative incident. Like the thing that he probably went through in Israel, he was in Tel Aviv apparently, that would not be nothing. But to say you know what war is like, come on. So just off the top of my head, I can think of two major differences here. Number one is just one negative incident. Can you really classify that as knowing what it's like to be in a war? Because a war does not usually last for however long this experience was. Maybe it was an hour, maybe it was 45 minutes, maybe it was 6 hours, whatever. But I think just the amount of time that he spent with that negative situation, which again is not nothing, but I don't think that classifies you as knowing what it's like to be a war, because then the second point, which I'm about to make, is for many people, for probably most people who are involved in a war, they can't just leave. And after this negative thing happened to Jerry, he, in all likelihood, went back to his hotel, and he's rich, but went back to his hotel, probably had private security, and then got onto perhaps a private plane, probably. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, got onto a private plane and then left. Most people in a war can't have one negative experience and be like, I'm out of here. So that's a huge difference as well. I'm a fan of Jerry Seinfeld, and most of the things he says, even not about comedy, most things that he says in interviews, I agree with. But when he said this, I literally laughed out loud like it was the funniest thing I'd heard all day. Such an insane thing to think, that you know what war is like because of one crummy incident. I imagine if you would have asked people, and again, I don't know what war is like. I've never been in a war. I've never been in the military. But I'm guessing, I mean, maybe I'll find someone and ask them if someone's been in a military for 5 years or lived in a war for multiple years or even like a 6-month period of time, ask them, hey, do you think Jerry Seinfeld understands your experience now? Come on. This is a ridiculous thing to say publicly, too, if you want to have these delusions in your head privately or amongst your friends. But if he's going to wade into this and say it publicly, I think he's free to be criticized. We'll quickly go over some of the top comments here from the video, basically agreeing with what I said of people being like, dude, you don't know what it's like. One other comment I want to make here quick is this video is not about the Israel-Gaza conflict. This is about Jerry Seinfeld making what I think is an ignorant comment. If you think this is like a taking one side or the other, whatever, you can have that argument if you want in the comments, I guess. But this guy here, from what I've seen, the most liked comment, actually, you don't know what it's like at all, dude. 29 likes. How the hell does he have the guts to say, I know what war is like now, so full of himself, dude? Yeah, like, I agree with that. I know what it's like now. No, I absolutely don't think you know what it's like now. It's basically exactly what I said. We're going to assume that you didn't mean that you know what it's like, but you now have a fraction of a glimpse of an idea of what it's like. Yeah, this person here, Dan Fed Music, I'd agree with that take. I mean, again, I'm making this video because he did say it, and he did say it publicly, and it's out there. But I did want to mention it right at the beginning. This was clipped right on the end, so perhaps the Graham Bensinger YouTube channel is doing Jerry a little dirty here by getting rid of some of that context, although, I don't know, I don't think so. I don't think they would do that. I think they would probably include it if he gave like another qualifying statement after that, but as of right now, I think it just looks like an ignorant comment from Jerry, which, whatever, everyone makes those. And like I said, I agree with a ton of the things he normally says. I think he's a funny person. I like the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I like his stand-up. I even like his life advice that he gives on shows, but I just think got to call a spade here. That was, in my opinion, a bad comment. And that's my take there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.